Hi everyone. So today I am going to be playing Iron Hand. It is a scenario where Russia does a suppression of enemy air defenses campaign uh, against Azerbaijan, is it? Let's see. Okay. So it looks like Russia is going to intervene in a civil war by taking out air defenses. At least I know that part of it. It's a 3-day mission, so I'm going to need to remember to not rush things because I have tons of time. At least I would think that I have tons of time. It looks like it will be very difficult and complex. All right, so let's look at the briefing. So it looks like Azerbaijan has threatened to use their air defense forces to shut down air traffic to Armenia. And Russia does not approve and is probably going to do something about it. Let's look at enemy forces. So they have a battalion of S-300s at Baku. They have SA-2, SA-3, SA-4, SA-5, and have a small fleet of MiG-29 fighters. I don't know how big a small fleet is. They have MiG-29s, though. I know that much. So they have the SA-20B is their S-300 system. I know these are static, so I should be detecting them from the get-go. These are static and these are static. I don't know what this is. No, I know what that is. That's a mid-range SAM, I believe. Radars that they have. Okay. Friendly forces. A surface action group. Where's the surface action group going to be? Okay, so this airbase has a bunch of flankers and some Su-24s, Su-34s, more Su-24s, okay. Mi-8s, I don't know what that's gonna do for me. That is a lot of bombers. Got some A-50s as well. It's a lot of backfires. Okay. Some MiGs, MiG-29s, some attack aircraft. More SU-24s. And a submarine. Ground forces. Okay, looks like I've got ballistic missiles. Destroy the S-300, SA-4s, and SA-5s without excessive loss within 3 days. So that means take my time, I guess. You may destroy Azerbaijani Air Force that engages you, but not to annihilate their own Air Force, so yeah, don't attack airfields, just shoot them down when they come towards you. We don't want to lose aircraft, and we don't want pilots in enemy territory. Low risk strategy. Oh, that's probably what the helicopters are for, if we do lose aircraft. All right, let's jump into it. So, gunfire control, aircraft damage. All right, let's see what we've got. Submarine with caliber missiles. Not a lot of them. Surface action group with cruise missiles as well. Still not a lot of them. These are roughly the equivalent of Tomahawks with a shorter range. This is our bomber base. Wait a second. So yeah, I have tons of aircraft. They're just not available. Okay. So I've got a few kitchen missiles that I could fire, and then I could rearm these aircraft in a day and bomb again. Great. Okay, the firepower that I thought I had, I do not have. I do have AWACS. Oh, some of these are recon too. And I'm assuming that's all they can do. I have a jammer aircraft. That's probably going to be useful. ELINT and jamming, I think that'll be useful in sniffing out any SAMs that we're not aware of where they are. All right. And this is 700 miles from Baku. Looks like 500 to 800 miles from any targets that we might have. All right, then further down we have a good amount of flankers. Looks like they've got R-27s, refueling aircraft, a few fullbacks armed with Kryptons, which I believe are roughly the equivalent of harms. Very fast. Made to seek out and destroy radars. Okay. We've got some precision bombs, TV guided, on some Su-24s. I think these are the equivalent of Mavericks. Yeah, 6-mile range. Laser spot tracker. Can the Su-24 laze? Yes. Okay. ECM on an Su-24 would be useful for assaulting the enemy, I'm sure. Now, what am I doing with a SAG in the Caspian Sea? These have to be small warships. Now, I don't think there'd be much in the Caspian Sea to challenge me. I could be wrong. Let's see, I've got these surface-to-surface missiles. Probably drive them closer. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, driving them into Chechnya probably would be a good idea to take some losses. Hate to lose that. Mozdok has some fencers with Elint pods. All right. So this is the base with my search and rescue aircraft, my helicopters. So if I did lose something in their territory, I'm supposed to go get it. That'd be dangerous. And then looks like I have air defenses here. I have more search and rescue. My Su-25s, they're basically like A-10s. They're not supersonic. They're just designed to provide CAS. Looks like they've got cluster bombs, and I don't know what a scallion is. 5-mile range. Data link. Some sort of precision weapon. I'll figure it out if I plan on using them, which they're at my disposal, so I'm sure I will. MiGs with air-to-air loadout. If I achieve air superiority, what else can they use? Dumb bombs, cluster bombs, rockets. All right. I could keep that in mind, but it seems like a waste of a fighter aircraft when I have as many more MiGs. Same loadout. Looks like they've got 2 BVR missiles and 4 air-to-air dogfighting missiles. Dogfighting missiles? IR missiles, whatever you call them. Good for dogfights. Did I click on this one? I think I did. Yes. Okay, and I see nothing for the enemy. So I'm expecting this to come under no threat whatsoever because it's here. These ships in the Caspian, I can't imagine they're gonna run into anything, but what I should do if I think I'm gonna lose my SAG here is find a panic target to launch all of my cruise missiles at, but I don't think they're going to get taken out by anything. I could be wrong, but it would seem wasteful for an enemy with a limited air force to start searching over here and overflying area, which I have tons of flankers that could defend it. Well, we'll see. Okay. Pause again. Now let's see what the enemy's got. SA-5. That's one of our big targets. And it's static, so we know that it can't move. They're just basically structures. Buildings. We've got bunker, that's a target. Sector control station. It's defended by SA-3, which really isn't helpful to defend that SAM site. And an SA-2, which is, but SA-2s are kind of useless. There's other early warning radars there. Now, they said that the SA-10 or SA-20 was in this area. So that is something to keep in mind, that there may be more air defenses here than we see. I think these are more of the air defenses we'll want to avoid if possible. We probably won't want to spend munitions on every single one of these to take them out. This is our target here. More radar sites. So airbase, airbase, airbase. Consult our briefing again really quick. We know they have fighters, these 2 air bases. I'm not even going to try to say them. So if any missiles are detected approaching here, I'm imagining aircraft going to be scrambled and try to take them out. Any caps that are airborne will also take them out. And I would imagine that any missiles get detected around here, aircraft will be scrambled there as well. Okay. And then here, SA-3. Am I worried about them launching aircraft from there? Not necessarily. I think I have I just realized that track IR is on, so that's causing a little bit of a problem when I hit F9. There we go. I think I'll have something here turn on its radar and make sure that aircraft from here aren't going to attack my air bases or anything. They said their air force is limited, so honestly, I don't think they will. I think it's mainly they use their air force defensively. But turning on early warning would not be a bad idea. Then these ships, what are they? Frigates. Huh. Surprised we have frigates here. They have short-range radars. They have TV cameras. Interesting. Older technology, though. Curious to look that up afterwards, but I'm not going to do it right this minute. It does not say its age. 1992 to 2013. Okay, so it does say it's something that it looks like Russia used during the Cold War and became Russian instead of Soviet Union, I'm guessing, just based on what the database says. All right. Guns I couldn't care less about. And it has one 8-cell for calibers. I guess there's 2 of them in this group that have caliber missiles. All right. Make sure that they're the type that can attack land targets, otherwise I'll be pissed. Okay, anti-land, good. Now come into the problem the US has if we run into ships that actually try to fight us. I just don't think that'll happen. Make sure that those kitchen missiles are too. I know that that is a missile system that is designed for ships. Hopefully these are land variants. Anti-surface, anti-land, 325 miles. Okay. And this sub here, I think, is only there to fire its calibers, but we'll set it on a little patrol pattern. Shallow and creep. Okay, so first thing I want to do don't know if I would really want to provoke them by setting up a patrol here, but even if I'm not provoking them, I want to have a cap around here. These flankers, I'm sorry, the flankers are here. Well, it's far away. I want to have some of those flankers here, patrolling in a cap. I want to have my AWACS on station here as well. And I'm probably going to want to have a cap up after the SA5s are dealt with. So the SA5s, thinking I'm going to scramble a few fighters to put here-ish. I'm going to have my jammers up, and I'm going to fire some cruise missiles at them. Did I have more jam? No, I did not. ELINT aircraft. I want to have an ELINT aircraft patrolling around. I would be comfortable driving them closer, so maybe I want to wait until after the SA5s are neutralized. Now, I don't know how many cruise missiles to allocate towards these targets. I know I do have my ballistic missiles here, short range, but I believe they're ballistic missiles. Oh, yes. I would think that this is my... I could use them against the SA5 and probably guarantee that I kill this SA5 here, but then I don't have them for the SA10 or SA20. That's kind of a bummer. I want to keep them in reserve in case the SA20 comes up, but the SA20 they said is around Baku, which I can't reach. I could always just drive it, about a 3-hour drive if it goes 30 knots, to get to around here and fire. And that would reach anything in Baku. Okay. First thing I want to do is get some fighters and AWACS up. Going to have AWACS patrolling here for now. Support, call this AWACS. One aircraft at a time. Radar active. And yes, absolutely want that. I like how it labels this now. Now, I also want to have fighters airborne to protect this AWACS. Before I do anything, I want to make sure as well. Okay, this has a range of 215 nautical miles. So it can cover enough. Wait, what was the range of this again? 72D. This does not provide any early warning. Okay. For now, I'm going to leave radars off. Then for fighters, I probably will want to manually control them, but I'm thinking that I'm going to make a group here called Fighter Rally Support. And then I believe once I get the fighter, actually not going to, I'm going to control the fighters manually. For now, at least. Oops. Delete mission. So really the only thing I'm going to have here is the AWACS. On a mission. The rest I'm going to assign missions as I see fit. Probably for the most part we'll just manually launch for now. Now, I believe that TAC view does leave the potential for spoilers since it's God's eye view, so I'm going to avoid using it. So for our big attack, once I get some fighters airborne and patrolling around there, I'm going to use my big jammer here, and I'm going to use some cruise missiles from my bombers. I say, since I do have reloads, go big or go home. This needs to die. This also needs to die. Where is it? There. No. There. Yeah, there it is. Needs to die. They don't need to die at the same time. So I'm going to save now. It's going to make a folder called saves. All right. So that's saved. I'm going to start by launching some of my fighters. I'm going to get 6 fighters up for now. I won't be able to sustain that, but I am going to have 6 fighters up for surge. I might have to surge them all, but we'll see. And they should be taking off on their own. Just have to figure out the speed of these aircraft. With propeller-driven aircraft, yeah, 360 degrees. That's Now, I don't understand why these do not have their radars on. I'm turning them on. Well, the mountains, I'm not sure how effective they are, but the more I spot, the better. Skunks. I doubt it's there. If I'm detecting things that close, I would imagine I'm seen, so just turn on my radar. Might be a mistake, but oh well. Now, one of the things I could look at, SA-20, oh, that's a facility. Can engage targets at 4,500 knots. The reason I was wondering about that is, what is the speed of a kitchen missile? Not fast enough to evade an SA-20. And I don't have a ton of them. If I did, then I would just saturate them, but that looks like it's the appeal to this scenario. Got our A50 waiting to get its ELINT at least on station as well. That would be immensely useful. Now I can't plan an attack until unless I know where the other SAM systems are. I mean, well, I could just fire, but there's a chance that it will not work well for me. Speed this up to 5x for now. Like if I were to try targeting this bunker here, for example, I mean, I could fire everything at it to ensure I destroy it, but that would shoot me in the foot later. If the SA-20 is right here, that is kind of useless because it'll intercept most of everything I shoot at it. But at the same time, if there are SAM systems that we discover in the way, I might want to route my missiles differently. So I'm going to at least get a feel for everything before I scramble my bombers. However, I do have these here. Quick turnaround too. And only 3 hours ready time is quite handy. Please tell me I'm on Surge Ops. I better be. Of course. Just that I had 3 days, I'm like, there's gotta be a catch. So if this fleet here is about to get annihilated, and I'm lucky enough to learn about it before it happens, my panic target will be this right here, because it's so close to the shore, it's unlikely there is anything defending it between these 5 miles. My missiles will come out and shoot right across like that. Probably around there. Not high enough to hide behind that, but if I come in straight at that angle, it minimizes how far out they can see me, I suppose. That's the best I can do. Now, unless I need to scramble, my MiG-29s on the western side here are going to stay put for now. I don't need to lose any of them to SAM systems, even if it's over my own territory. So it looks like it's an hour drive for my AWACS to get on station. I might want to consider that if I am running low on fuel. Fortunately, these things can stay in the air forever. So unless I take losses, 2 of them should be able to cover no problem for the course of 3 days. I wouldn't even need to refuel them as long as I plan ahead. I'm kind of torn between using these to take out a SAM now or keeping them in reserve to take out a more threatening SAM. I don't suppose I need 2 of them with ELINT pods. Just 1. Passive sensors just go in slightly into their territory, see what they see. Plan on ducking behind the mountains if I run into anything that's dangerous. Doesn't say what kind of pod it uses, but I'm just curious, what do these backfires have? What is their range? 40 nautical miles. These are going to stay put for now. I would really need to achieve air superiority before I get any bomber that close. There's just no way it would defend itself. And there's no way I'm willing to push fighters in just that quickly. Now, if the AWACS were to fly, just wait, if it's currently going that angle, when it reaches there, yeah, it looks like it will probably detect all the ships that this Dagestan group would have seen. Oh, ELINT aircraft. And have a precise location on them. Okay, so our ELINT aircraft. I'm expecting to just pick up a bunch of stuff now. Now I could get this aircraft a lot closer once I have all of these civilian ships seem to have radars on them. Radar. I knew that sounded familiar, so that's an SA-10's radar. So there might be an SA-10 in this area. Okay, it looks like this is 215 miles. The yellow is also, oh, I see it there, yellow and white. So that's just the range of its radar. I know that's an older radar. So that radar here, my missile comes in straight through this corridor. Maybe they can blitz the SAM system before anything's the wiser to their presence. That's at least my plan. Unless I detect anything here. Now this does have a radar warning receiver, obviously, so, well, better than that, it can detect any emissions. So my strategy is to run it away if I see any aircraft scrambled. Of course, to duck it behind mountains if I get launched on. Don't believe MiG-29s could chase me down if I engage full afterburner and run with my tail between my legs back to base. Though if I were smart, I would have waited for... Actually, I am going to wait. I have 6 hours worth of fuel on this thing, so let's just patrol back and forth for now. Got a fix on its location. It's next to this airport. So if there's a surface-to-air missile site there, with any luck I could blitz them before they realize where I am. Their possibility is straight out that way. Won't be detected until I come around this corner here. Making sure that all these say civilian. Skunks, but they're way too far away. I don't think that I need to worry much there. However, they didn't say anything about surface missiles, so maybe I just get close and bombard them with guns. It is a possibility. It's not that long of a drive at flank speed. I don't think I'll do that day one, but if I was getting desperate, I think that's an option. Losing 3 frigates would be a pretty big disaster, though, if that went foul. Wow, this SU-24 here is pretty handy. Now, This is more or less on station. Let's slow it down. Wow, look at that time. No, I'm not going to do that. I was thinking of running my AWACS in to get shot at, but that's... Well, it's probably going to get shot at by the SA5s, which I already know where they are. But I didn't realize these flankers would need fuel so badly. I thought the range would be better than that. My bad. Otherwise, I would have had a tanker on station. All right, get him on a flight course. Select tanker manually. Go and refuel. And go and refuel. What? Better intercept the provider. Especially with that one. Okay, it says heading to refueling point. They will both reach there in time. Not to worry, not to worry. I think that's an older radar. 150 miles from the SA-5. I'm expecting it to be launched on any second now. They've got to know I'm there. If they don't launch... Alright, it's time to turn around. Did find tin shield radar. Got some fighters scrambled. Wonder if that was to intercept my Now, if I had some SA-5s, they would be useful. Are they returning to base, or are they going to attack? Not waiting for them to attack. Let's get something airborne just to be safe. Got plenty of them. Oh, they're descending. They're landing. Abort launch. Had me worried there. Looks like alright, I'm gonna set them to refuel as well. They have the baskets instead of the booms, so I don't think they can go as fast. But I can always just run my AWACS out if I need to. Whoa. So now it's time I get my jammer in position. The only thing, okay, it's nautical mile range, 1750 nautical mile range. Let's get that airborne. Which one of these is the stealth missile? .12. Feet off the ground. Feet off the ground. 0.48. Okay. I'm gonna launch these guys. They most certainly can hover for a very long time, so I'm not worried about it. And their missiles are extremely long range. I'm just gonna get my jammers in place. Going to make a mission for the tanker, since they're going to be waiting for quite a while. Keeping this guy airborne might be useful during the attack. Now, this is the direction I'm going to want to jam. So what I'll probably do is just go back and forth like that. I'm not going to get close, obviously. That would be a death sentence. Oh, wait, those are the bombers. I'm dumb. This is the jammer. All right, the jammer, I'm going to set out to here. These guys, yeah, I'll send them out anyway. Actually, I could just keep them orbiting the airbase. I honestly shouldn't have even scrambled them yet. I just figured they would have a very long range, thus a very long endurance, so this shouldn't be an issue. Probably when I get to around here is when I'll fire the missiles. Now, I don't know if this is wasteful or not. I might be regretting firing 16 KH-101s. But if I take out the target, it's worth it. If I don't take out the target, then that could be a big problem. All right, I'm gonna pause it here, and we will see the attack when I resume.